Welcome to the Masterworks Museum. Today you will learn about 4 incredible monuments, from the cliff dwellings at Mesa Verde in the United States, to a pre-Incan temple in Peru, to the ancient capital of Thailand, and the stone sculptures of Mount Rushmore. On your journey, you will traverse 3,000 years of human history. In the first room of the museum, you can hear about World Heritage and how this experience was created. Then, continue on to the 4 exhibits where you will have the opportunity to explore these amazing places. Your goal will be to find and listen to audio clips from historians, archaeologists, and scientists as you unravel the mystery of who built these amazing monuments. You will also collect artifacts to transport to other locations as you piece together the challenge these sites face today. Good luck and safe travels on your journey through history at the Masterworks Museum. Welcome to Mount Rushmore, located in the Black Hills region of South Dakota in the United States. As you explore the site, look for artifacts and audio clips as you discover the history and origins of these massive stone sculptures. The monument was a massive undertaking, conceived and directed by sculptor Gutzon Borglum from 1927 to 1941. It required over 800 million pounds of stone to be blasted away before a team of drillers and assistant carvers could perform the more intricate work. Initially conceived by a South Dakota historian to feature the faces of Lewis and Clark, Buffalo Bill, and Red Cloud, heroes of the West, once Borglum was commissioned, he insisted on the 4 iconic presidents. America will march along that skyline, he predicted, when deciding on the site. He found the mountain ideal due to its broad base, the quality of its rock, and the amount of sun it would receive. Carved into the face of the mountain, this enormous stone sculpture features the faces of 4 U.S. presidents: Washington, who led the colonists in the Revolutionary War and helped lay the foundation for American democracy; Jefferson, who authored the Declaration of Independence and was responsible for the Louisiana Purchase; Roosevelt, the populist who led America's charge into the 20th century; and Lincoln, who freed the slaves with the Emancipation Proclamation and fought to preserve the Union during the Civil War, each of them among the country's most iconic and important. Welcome to the Masterworks Museum. Today you will learn about 4 Welcome to Mount Rushmore, located in the Black Hills region of South Dakota in the United States. As you explore the site, look for artifacts and audio clips as you discover the history and origins of these massive stone sculptures. Jackson Borglum, the brilliant nationalistic American sculptor, designed these hills were and congratulations! You have collected all the artifacts and audio clips at Mount Rushmore. You can now return to the museum, and if you have not done so already, explore the other exhibits in the Masterworks Museum.
Site itself overlooks a very steep, rugged canyon. There's a lot of activity, a lot. There are a pair right next to the hydrophone. Those are probably the loudest animals. There's one single seal that is on my left.
Welcome to the archaeological site of
It seems to be
Chavin.
watching the mother and pup that were near
The site
the
of Chavin,
hydrophone.
which you can see here before
There's a
us,
lot of
was
activity,
of great
a lot.
importance early on in Indian archaeology, in part because it was significant. Here we are in the square plaza of the archaeological site. One of the real dangers from water in the area of Chavin has to do with glacial lakes and their tendency to provoke huge landslides. When the glacial lake, usually headed by a natural dam of mud and rocks, is loosened by some phenomenon, either a big glacier popping into the lake and sending a shock wave through to the dam, or just the dam liquefying perhaps from an earthquake. But what you get is a mass of rocks, water, ice coming down the side canyons of these highland valleys. They're called huaicos, and they might as well be called death and destruction because they move very fast and they overwhelm populations which are often living at the head of the side canyons. Chavin is no exception. It was struck in 1945 by a multi-cubic kilometer mass that just overwhelmed the site, went right over the top of it, and filled all the excavations that had been done to that date, carried off much of the stone art, and killed quite a number of people in the adjacent town. Falcon Gateway of Chavin is the epitome of Chavin construction, art, and architectural formality. This gateway lies right at the head of a long axis that runs up through. Something extremely interesting at Chavin is what they did with water of their own volition. When they made when you scan across the landscape, you have to imagine a network of canals underneath the ground, which we can estimate in kilometers.
So, welcome to UNESCO, welcome to the House of Culture, welcome to the house that protects World Heritage around the world. Our program, World Heritage, was created over 45 years ago to protect the wonders of humanity. And as of today, we've been able to identify, list and protect over 1,000 sites, 1,073 to be exact, as of 2017. Our program protects cultural heritage and natural heritage. For cultural heritage, we have a very vast array of sites that range from archaeology to urban sites, to monuments, to cultural landscape. And for nature, we have also a very large topology and types, from oceans
There's
to
a lot of
mountains, and
activity,
rheology
a
to
lot.
biodiversity. This is the treasure of humanity. This is what we
There are a pair right next to the hydrophone. Those are probably the loudest animals. There's one single seal that is...
Welcome to the historic city of Ayutthaya.
Ayutthaya is one of Thailand's 5 World Heritage Sites, 3 of which are cultural sites. It's the seat of the second main kingdom in Thailand. It, at the time, was an extremely cosmopolitan city, a major trading entrepot with a lot of foreign traders coming in, as well as international settlements. So there's Portuguese settlement, Dutch settlement, Japanese settlement, and so forth. So it was extremely central in Asia back in the day.
เพราะว่าเสริมอีกนิดนึงว่า
Old records showed that Ayutthaya was a water city, and people were not fearful of water and didn't care about flooding. It was described as if there was flooding, people paddled their boats, different varieties of rice were grown and could be harvested in floodwater by boat. People were skilled in living in water more than on land.
ที่ต้องเจอกับการ มวลน้ำเยอะๆอะไร
Ayutthaya is one of Thailand's 5 World Heritage Sites, 3 of which are cultural sites. It's the seat of the second main kingdom in Thailand. It, at the time, was an extremely cosmopolitan city, a major trading entrepot with a lot of foreign traders coming in, as well as international settlements, like Portuguese settlements, Dutch settlements, Japanese settlements, and so forth. So it was extremely central in Asia back in the day. And part of the reason that it's been recognized as a World Heritage Site is UNESCO is now working with site management authorities, particularly with the restoration. In the case of Ayutthaya, there has been a concern raised by the World Heritage Committee that the lessons learned from the flood really need to be integrated into improving the level of conservation practice, and also in terms of forward planning as well within the site management.
In 2011, our temples got flooded.